Don't try this at home. Trust me. I'm telling you. Trust me. What is up, fellow fans of Clash of Clans? It's your host, Galadon. So excited to be here talking to you guys about Clash of Clans one more time. And let me tell you, I said that I was going to be making videos every day about Clash after the update. And man, I am still loving the builder base. I know it's been controversial, but come on. What update hasn't been controversial in Clash ever since you started playing? All right, so we're talking about a couple of very specific things in the game. Now, this is the Diamond base. Very popular at Builder Hall 5 and 6. Right now, this is me attacking a Builder Hall 6. And yes, you are going to watch some absolutely overpowering witches annihilate these Diamond bases. But I'm here to tell you that witches are so inconsistent that you can never possibly count on this happening and expect to grab big dominant victories with witches every single time. Now, the reason being, and specifically having to do with this base, is for the way the units behave once they head into the core. Now, everybody talks about how inconsistent witches are, how fragile they are. They get targeted by the multi-mortar or especially the double cannons, and they are history. Otherwise, they can overpower a base like you're watching right here. And once that cannon goes down, there will be nothing left to stop that last witch. Of course, the air bombs could eventually finish off the minions and the bats, but the witch, she is going to survive, and that means a 3-star for old Galadon. And yeah, so this does work out sometimes. The percentages, I would honestly say right now, with diamond bases, I'm at about maybe 65-35. 65% massive, awesome wins, 35% terrible, embarrassing fails. So this was a nice 3-star, and we'll take a look at another one as we talk about this. I mean, look at this, you guys. Back-to-back 3-star wins over players from the top Chinese clan, and this is a clan that is constantly battling us for first place in the global leaderboards. And so it was nice to take some trophies away from these guys and push Night Mode Clash out further into the lead. But again, I'm telling you, it's inconsistent. And we'll take a look at specifically why it's inconsistent. It has to do with that core. A, the fact that the units cannot be directly controlled in there. You can't tell where they're going to go. And B, the layout of the multi-mortar, the roaster, and those twin double cannons. If you should get one or both of the double cannons to somehow end up locking onto the witches, whether the battle machine got out of range or the battle machine went down like he does right here, then usually your witches are absolutely toast. And if you look on the left-hand side, 1-2 witches go down before they can get that double cannon out of the way. And because they got the double cannon out of the way in time, now this does become a 3-star. And there's really no way to control this with deployment. You can focus your units on one side, you can try to go after the side that maybe has the roaster, but if your witches end up maybe standing on top of the battle machine or getting too far away from the battle machine, either one is disaster, and it's a matter of a little bit of luck. So yes, top players hate night witches because they are so extremely inconsistent. Now, of course, you can account for things like mines. You can probe. The bats are expendable. They're going to be regenerated. That's part of the idea of dropping the witches so far away, is the fact that they are going to regenerate bats, and those are going to continually trigger all of the air mines, and that is going to protect your minions in this attack, because with this Mitch attack, you're bringing 2 camps of witches and 2 camps of minions, and there again, you see the first air mine going off. We're not going to drop any minions yet, making sure the bats go out a little bit further, trying to probe as far as we can. I don't want to wait too long, and this time I've chosen to drop most of the minions on the left-hand side. You can see the roaster is on top of the battle machine, and here come the witches. One more time, the double cannons out at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and the bats get through the roaster successfully, and they really backstabbed the roaster. You saw that the roaster was faced away, and the double cannon on the left was also faced away, and that was because the battle machine lasted so long. Now, had the battle machine gone down earlier, again, you would have seen absolute annihilation of the night witches, and this attack would have turned out very, very differently. So again, I'm getting lucky with this about 2/3 of the time. Better players than me disagree with using witches, and I can completely understand why, because they want to consistently try to grab either a high percentage 1-star or a low percentage 2-star rather than occasionally grabbing a 3-star, because you don't need 3 stars to win in this game. If you've got a solid base and you've leveled up your base evenly as you've advanced your units, you are going to be able to stop a lot of attacks. The way the balance is set in this game right now, you guys, 3 stars are really rare against well-designed bases. So one more time against my arch enemy. Okay, this guy Corrupted Ken, I say arch enemy just because I've probably faced him more times than anybody else. Between Corrupted Ken and It's Zentra, those two guys, I keep on running into them over and over and over. And I don't know where we are right now. I think that Corrupted Ken and I have probably split about 50-50. And I think that Zentra beats me most of the time. But anyway, one more time. In come the witches. There goes another air mine, not bomb. I always get that wrong. I cannot get that right. Now, that was the 2 big ones, both triggered by bats, and that's exactly what we wanted to see happen. The bats survive. They take out the near double cannon, and you'll notice most of my witches are still up. 5 of the 6 witches are doing fine, and now wall stall. This is the other key to success in this attack. If enough surrounding structures go down, the witches get stalled on that wall, they generate more bats, they just sit there trying to get through the wall, and that works to your advantage. The Crusher's intimidating but completely harmless against witches, as they will outrange those Crushers easily. The bats eventually going to get rid of this Tesla over here. Takes forever getting so many of my bats out of the way. This next spawn right there finally gets the Tesla down. And yes, this is not going to be a 3-star, but it's going to be a 74% 2-star. And honestly, even at 4,900 trophies and above, that is overkill. You really can get by with a high percentage 1-star in a lot of battles, and a lower percentage 2-star is usually enough to grab you the win. So yes, it might look impressive to grab high numbers, but no, it's not efficient overall. Now, this is another variation of this base. Check out the wall layout right here, you guys. This wall layout can cause a lot of problems. Speaking of separating the battle machine from the night witches, see, he went all the way over there after that gold mine. The witches are way behind right now, and they are actually going to split up at the very peak of that wall. More of the air mines go off exactly like we wanted, and now, dangerously, the witches are going to stack on the battle machine, and that means the multi-mortar is going to start to do damage, and that is one of the disaster situations you don't want to happen. Multi-mortar firing on the witches, but somehow it goes down, and everybody this time has avoided the roaster, and that really just comes down to a little bit of luck. Yes, we did path everybody down the right-hand side, but ideally you want to get the roaster out of the way early, using the battle machine to distract so that it doesn't take out the witches, the bats, and the minions. Right here, the witches are just going to outrange most of the defenses. Eventually, the minions pick off the town hall for the 2nd star, and we are well into the 70s in damage, on our way to an 86% 2-star attack, you guys, against a player from Plan B, another top 5 clan. You might be familiar with them. Plan B was featured in that YouTuber tournament as well. So taking down Ragnar, like the name, but it doesn't work out for him with a diamond base this time, although it probably does much of the time because of the inconsistency and unpredictability of the Night Witch. I mean, she's probably one of my favorite troops in the game, but she's also one of my least favorite. You gotta love her, you gotta hate her. Right here, I did love her. She worked out and grabbed me the big win over Ragnar. So we'll move on. We'll take a look at another Mitch attack. That is Minions and Night Witches. Coming from a Night Mode Clash member, this is Utkurich. And no, he's not Russian or Italian. I don't know. It's the backwards R always gets me. Well, let's just call him Rich. Okay, so Rich with the very similar attack to what you just saw. And as you can see, the battle machine is going to path down the left-hand side. The minions went down earlier than I usually drop them on the right-hand side, bravely not worrying about a bunch of mines right there. And check out that huge mass of bats. They wipe out the multi-mortar, and now the roaster is successfully being tanked by the battle machine, just like you would like to see. And the witches now can focus on the roaster. It never knows what hit it. The witches just annihilate the roaster, and all 6 witches are still up right there. The far side, the double cannon fell to the minion right there. So this attack just works out ideally. Now the witches again wall stalled, taking down the builder hall. The battle machine is still up on the left-hand side until that first crusher goes down. And now you can tell this is nothing but a 3-star right here. Well done, but again, kind of unpredictable. You can try to account for some of this pathing, but these diamond bases vary just a little bit from base to base in that interior layout, and it's just not going to be a consistent attack. There are other ways to take out the diamond base a little more effectively, and I will show those in future episodes. It's definitely one of the most popular bases at Builder Hall 5 right now, and of course you don't have Night Witches to deal with it, but again, there are other effective ways to consistently grab high percentage attacks on that base. So that's going to do it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the episode, as always. You guys are the Gala fam. Thank you so much for 10,000 followers on Mixer. If you haven't followed me there yet, please check me out. I love to talk to you guys, to interact with the audience. www.mixer.com/Galadon. See you there. Shipping is free. Until next time, have a fantastic day. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. But look at the really? And suddenly the second star seems surprisingly simple. The inconsistency.